Shalom. All glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. All right. Peace and salutations, honors and blessings to the Akim, the 144,000 elect and elect. All right. That believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua to the very end, keeping their integrity. All right. So, like, this is Yakawal making another lesson. And exactly what the screen says, man, melanin theory. This is a theory that was thought up by Esau called the Melanin Dominion theory. All right, I made a video about this years ago, man. It's been a minute. Couldn't even find the article. They actually don't even have much on it. To be honest, I think this just these two that I got. Everything else is not even to the topic. But um, when you look at this information, because it's actually not a theory, man. Esau likes to he'll say experts say the theory this and hypothesis and that, and you know all these big ass words that people just automatically believe what they've been told that they believe or what they mean, having no idea what it actually means. But they'll put these words in front of those in front of that information to make it seem like it's not 100% fully supported. So the melanin, the melanin dominion theory actually is real truth. Because when you look at this, the melanin theory is a claim in Afrocentrism, all right, that a higher level of melanin, all right, which melanin is what gives you pigment, all right, it gives you color it gives you color in your skin, in your flesh, which um, everybody in the planet has some type of color except for one people because they lack melanin. All right. But, that's the melanin is what is found in all human beings, actual real human beings. Because I say that because the word human comes from, the word hue is color and man. All right. Man of color. But the melanin theory is a claim that a higher level of melanin, the primary determinant of skin color in humans, is the cause of intellectual and physical superiority of dark-skinned people and provides them with superior abilities or even mystical supernatural ones, which is spiritual. This is where they put their shit, which I said in the last attempt to make this video. I said, fuck Esau, and I'll say it again, because he says it is a racist pseudoscientific theory. Because when you look at this claim, this information, all right, it's basically telling you that we are the stronger people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. Now, the claims right here says that according to Bernard Ortiz de Montalbano of Wayne State University, the alleged properties of melanin mostly unsupported. See, there you go. Irrelevant or distortions of the scientific literature, which, again, lies, used to justify Afrocentric assertions. One of the most common is that humans evolved as blacks in Africa and that whites are mutants, albinos are melanin recessives, which this is true, except it's not all about Africa, man. They're trying to put that all over the Africans, which it's a lie. Because Africa, Africans, true Africans, Hamites and all that, Canaanites, they got melanin in their skin, but they don't possess the mystical supernatural power. All right. That's what Esau likes to do. He likes to combine everything together, man. Just because it's black, because white is white, pink is pink. All right. But it said that one of the most common, well, Africa is because that's where we were taken from too, man. We were taken out of the western parts of Africa as slaves, all right, and brought over here to the Americas. So that's really who it's talking about, the so-called Negroes. But it says that one of the most common is that humans evolved as blacks in Africa, and that whites are mutants, albino, or melanin recessives. The melanin hypothesis, which it's not a hypothesis, was supported by Leonard Jeffries, who, according to Time magazine, believes that melanin, the dark skin pigment, gives blacks intellectual and physical superiority over whites. And that is 100% true. Because when you go into the scriptures, actually, I'll go into Genesis 25th chapter. It says Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord and Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, two different people, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, two different types of behavior, and two different type of uh, men who were going to have different, entirely separate qualities and traits to them. It says, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people. There you go. There's the proof. Jacob was going to be stronger than Esau, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, the 12 tribes. But you know what, man? There's a lot of videos, man, of us brothers, man, where we bring out, we bring out the 12 tribes of Israel, and we just say this. I mean, if you have been in this thing, man, or if you know the truth, and you've learned who the tribes of Israel are, then you know who we're talking about. But there's some out there, man, that may not know fully who lies between the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. But these right here, from the Negroes, Indians, Latinos, all these people in between, all right, these are the stronger people that were born from that stronger man. All right, these are the stronger people, the one nation that shall be stronger than the other. Okay, so again, it says that, and that one people shall be stronger than the other. All right, those are the stronger people. All right, and the elder shall serve the younger. And this goes even to, again, the quality and quantity of our people compared to the other one that was out delivered. It says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Now, the reason why they called this baby, this man that called out, this man child that came out, the reason they called him Esau is because the word Esau means wasted away. Before this, every human being in the world, in the planet, again, going back to that word human, meaning a man of color, every person had color in them. They had darker shades of brown in them. They were all darker shades of brown. And so whenever Esau came out, Isaac was like, the fuck? A waste. This is a waste. And it's crazy. It's pretty hardcore, man. The father to name his son that, But that's what it was set up in the spirit to be like that too. But Esau was named this. He was a waste. He was a wasted away. But that also was to determine what type of person he was, because going back to Genesis the 4th chapter, everybody before Genesis the 25th chapter, man, everybody was a person of color. All right. You had, excuse me. But at this time, man, you had two sons that were born from Adam and Eve. And they were named Cain and Abel. And at this time, man, even Cain was a man of color. Okay? But at one point in time, they came to present themselves, which you can read it in this area right here. There was a time where these two sons, they came together to present themselves to the Lord for an offering. And they both presented up their offering. One had respect, the Lord had respect them to, and the other one he did not. Now, we also know that the Lord already knows all things before they even happen. He set it up in the spirit. All right, there's a thing called predestination. And he already knew that Cain was going to be the way that he was going to be, because he created Cain. Pursuant to, Proverbs 16:4. The Lord has created all things. I'll go ahead and get it real quick. Excuse me. Proverbs 16:4 says, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Now, going back to Genesis 4, man, Cain, at one point in time, before this, actually, his entire life before he came to present himself to the Lord, he was actually perfect. All right? He was actually, a respectable person. before he was revealed that he actually wasn't. When you go into right here, oh, what am I doing? When you go into Ezekiel, Ezekiel, is that right? Ezekiel 28. When you go into Ezekiel, the 28th chapter, it tells you, man. It tells you right. In Ezekiel 28 and 14, it says, "Thou art the anointed cherub that covereth," because Esau, man, he's a waster and he also covers. He covers the truth up. But it says that thou art the anointed cherub that covereth. All right, the Lord created him to be like this. All right, and I have set thee so. Thou wast upon the holy mountain of the Most High. Thou was walked up and down in the midst of the stones of the fire. It says, "Thou was perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in thee." Before Cain presented himself to the Lord, he hadn't done nothing wrong really yet. All right. It says that he was a worker, man. He was a tiller of the ground, man. He was out there taking care of business. All right. But the day that he finally came up against someone that didn't like him, it showed his true intentions and who he really was. Right. And it took the Lord himself to show that this man was incredibly wicked. Just like today, man, nobody knew that Esau was who he was until the Lord revealed it through his prophets and saints. Because that was a secret. Because again, Esau had covered everything up. Okay. But the Lord knew all of this, man, because he created Cain. He created Esau to be like that, man. He created him to be the wicked. And real quick, what inspired me to make this video was that, you know, Apostle Gabar had made a video, I believe either yesterday or the day before. He did a walk and talk. And I think it was something titled to like, "Can Esau repent?" And he had made a very powerful statement, man, that Esau had been stripped of his power. And when he said that, man, I was like, man, I thought about this. I thought about the melanin theory. Okay? Because when you look at what the melanin theory is, all right, again, it is a theory, or it is a claim that a higher level of melanin, the primary determinant of skin color in humans, is a cause of an intellectual and physical superiority of dark-skinned people, and provides them with superior abilities or even mystical supernatural ones. It is a racist pseudoscientific theory, that's bullshit, man. You know, and you know, you're gonna have to excuse me, man. I've tried to make this video a few times, man. The video messed up, so I've already gone over this document, this page, a few times. So that's why I'm reading it again, because I cannot remember if I even just did it this video. So, you know, again, you're gonna hear the information. But the melanin theory, man, shows that Esau had been stripped of his power, because when Esau came out, all right, when Esau came out of the womb, again, he came out looking entirely different, man. He came out looking entirely different. He did not possess melanin anymore in his skin, in his flesh. He was not dark skinned. Esau is the only man that was described like this, man. Okay. It said that when he came out all over like a hairy garment, came out red all over like a hairy garment, man, he was bloody, man. And you know, you could see the blood in his skin, because he had no protection on his skin, man. He had no power over it. But we also know that this was a mark, again, after I was stating in Genesis, the 4th chapter, you know, Cain killed his brother, man, and the Lord put a mark on him. But before Esau, man, every human being in the world, was a man of color, which the word human again means hue, color, man of color. But Esau, he came back in the regeneration, just like Jacob, or not Esau, Cain and Abel both regenerated. They were back in the flesh again, man. Which reincarnation is a real thing. It does exist. And it's proved it right here. Because then that mark was revealed that Cain was given from the Most High. All right. Which he came out different. He came out looking entirely different. Pale skinned, see-through, transparent, lacking melanin and pigment. Okay. Which I thought about it, man. Like, again, if everybody had their dark skin, which you go back to the melanin dominion theory, it does say that right here, one of the most common is that The alleged properties of melanin is that one of the most common is that humans evolved as blacks in Africa, which gives them right here that dark pigment gives blacks intellectual and physical superiority over whites because they were stripped of their power. Esau was stripped of his power. Okay, this is what happened, man. Okay, the Lord made Esau bare. All right, yeah, you got it in shoot. uh and did I spell it right? Oh, try that. Yeah, Genesis 49:10 says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not." Which this is about, the Lord revealing who Esau is, even in the latter times, and how he's going to destroy him. Basically, Esau ain't going to have nowhere to hide. He's going to be exposed for the liar and the wicked that he's always been throughout the entire time that the earth has been here, that humans have been here. All right, but hey, man, the Lord did this from the very beginning. All right, once Esau came out that womb, he had been made barren, man. People saw him, man. They saw his secrets. They saw it. He was weird looking, man. He was the only human being on the planet that did not have melanin in his skin. How do you think that would make you feel, man, if you're the only guy in the world, and you got yellow skin or purple skin and everybody else is just regular dark brown? They'd be like looking at you like, what the fuck? What's wrong with you, man? He'd be gossiping about you, like, did you see that guy, man? Esau, man, he ain't got no melanin. He got something weird going on with his skin, man. Which Esau has a leprosy, man, but it's still unclean. It's dishonorable. See, again, from the very beginning, man, the Lord made Esau the dishonorable vessel, man. From the very get-go, man, when he came out that womb, lacking that pigment, that was it. That was it. That was the Lord uncovering him. Because the scriptures tell you, man, that the Lord was going to set a mark upon him. A mark, when you're marked, you've been tracked, basically. All your whereabouts, everywhere you go, man, it's seen. Your footprint, all right? So Esau was made buried, man. He was uncovered through one of these processes, man. It's not just through everything he does, man. Everything about this man was undone. All right. He doesn't have a primary. He does not have a primary determinant of skin color, man. He's different. And I just wanted to bring that out. Like, well, actually, I got something right here, man. This was another document or another article on the melanin theory. All right. Francis Cress Welsing on the melanin theory. And this man has said, man, right here, that the theory originates around the concept that white people are the genetically defective descendants of albino mutants. Now, again, if I have not read this already, if I already have, Salakia, I cannot remember because of the last few attempts. I've been saying it over and over. But when you look into Genesis, the 25th chapter, and the 23rd verse, it says that the Lord said unto her, two nations are in that womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people, all right, so again, it said that two nations are in that womb, two different people, and two manner of people, meaning they're from their characteristics, their traits, their behaviors, their mannerisms, everything was going to be exactly opposite of each other. That two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people. Now, when you go back to this, right? All right. It says that the belief is that the melanin, the dark skin pigment, gives blacks intellectual and physical superiority over whites. Now, we say the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, right? But, which I'm gonna bring this back up if I haven't already done it. Which we, us brothers, man, we always say, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians. But if you're just now learning, these are the ones these are actually all the people, the stronger people. All right, the Negroes, Indians, down to Latinos. But within that, between them, you got these tribes that are all actually part of one person, which is Jacob, surnamed Israel, which these are the Israelites. Excuse me. So when we say, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American Indians, you're the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks about, we're actually talking about all these people. It's just a process, man. We can't just say, you so-called Negroes, West Indians, Haitians, Dominicans, Panama, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, North American. We can, but you get the gist, man. We already know who the Israelites are. But for you new viewers, man, these are the Israelites. All right. But those are the stronger people. These are the people that were stronger than the other. Who is the other? Who is the other? Esau, the Edomites, because his name Esau was changed to Edom, which means red, which represents a whole lot of things, man. All right, and there was a lot of characteristics brought out about Esau throughout the scriptures, man. I read in Ezekiel the 28th chapter, man, that he was perfect until iniquity was found in him. Because why? The iniquity was that he covered up. He covered things up. He was a liar. He played the wicked. He delighted in wickedness. Okay. It talked about his perpetual hatred towards his brother, which that's unhealthy, man, to have a hatred like that. All right. It brought out violence. Okay. The scriptures tell you, man. All right. I think that spelled it right. Yeah. Psalms 5 and 6 said that thou shalt destroy them that speak leasing. The Lord will abhor the bloody and deceitful man. See, in Esau, he's a bloody and deceitful man. All right. There was something different about Esau, man. It just didn't sit right, man. It's like you got a bunch of babies, man. They all growing up the right way, but you got this one that's just growing up weird, growing up dark, growing up crooked. Because Esau wasn't nourished that way, man. He wasn't spiritual. All right, Jacob was. Just like going back to Genesis 4, man. Because Esau and Jacob were who? Cain and Abel. They were Cain and Abel reincarnated. But you look at when the Lord came to see both these men, Cain and Abel, one of them was sincere and the other was not. All right. Cain was not sincere, but Abel was. Abel possessed a spiritual mind, man. He possessed a spiritual essence, he wasn't about being in the flesh. Cain was. Cain did what? He slew his brother, right? In verse 8. Just a little bit time later, after the Lord departed from, the offerings, Cain killed his brother. All right? And Cain committed the first murder ever on the planet. Also the first one to always love murder. All right? Today, man, murder is committed. It's committed, every second or minute throughout the day, man. But to commit murder, man, you need a specific type of mentality and spirit to do that, man. To take the life out of someone, or to bash them on the head, to smash their head, or run them over. Today, run them over, stab them. You gotta mentally, you gotta be stuck on that thought process for a long time before you actually do it. The Lord created that act to be hard to do because it's something that's not allowed. The Lord does not allow murder like that. All right. And for Cain to have did what he did, man, that means he thought about it. He really thought about it before he did it. But he did it quick too. Again, there wasn't much time between when the Lord departed from accepting the offerings to when they were, doing their business. It didn't take too long for Cain to decide, like, I'm gonna kill my brother for this. Again, one was spiritual, one was not. One was wicked, one was not. And it revealed even up to this very day, man, who is the wicked, who are the righteous. That same spirit is here, man. The elect of Israel, they're the righteous, they're the sincere, they're spiritual. And you still got Esau, the bastard, running around, man, not accepted. All right, being bloody and deceitful. But that's why he was stripped of his power, man. That's why he is the color that he is, because he's not honorable, man. He is not honorable. All right. Oh, shoot. Dishonor. It's in 2 Timothy 2:20. It says, "But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and of silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. Now, the ones of dishonor, men, are going to be thrown away. Esau is going to be thrown away. That he was a waste. He was already wasted away. There was no honor in the vessel that he became. All right, he had been stripped of his power. And I was actually going to play it, but I probably won't. But when you go, you remember that movie Thor, right? Um, when Odin, what's his name, Christopher Walken or whatever his name was, took the power away from Thor. That's basically what the Lord did to Esau, man. Because actually, Odin and Thor and all, they're all these I can't remember what type of gods they are. These false deities, basically. These fake gods. But they actually steal some of the stories from the scriptures. We already know this. So you had, Odin, which represented the Most High, right? And then you had Thor and Loki, and they represented, one was good, one was bad, right? But and that's what Esau does. He mangles it, he perverts it and twists it, so you can't grasp an actual clear concept, and that's how he makes you believe fake shit. So, but you see in that movie that Thor was casted out because he was dishonorable. He's, what did Odin say to Thor? He goes, "You are a cruel, vain, greedy boy," and that's Esau, man. Yeah, Thor came back in the movie, yada yada. He was actually the right one, but stay in perspective what I'm talking about. Esau was the Lord had already revealed that Esau was a vain, cruel, and wicked person. Okay, because when you go to Genesis 4 again, and you look at after the Lord had respect unto Abel's offering, all right, which was in verse 4, and you go to the 5th verse, it said, "But unto Cain and to his offering the Lord did not have respect unto." Cain got upset, and the Lord saw. He goes, and the Lord said unto Cain, "Why art thou wroth? Why art thou wroth? And why is thy countenance fallen?" He's like, "What's going on, man? Why are you upset?" Verse 7 says, "If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted?" The Lord gave him guidance, right? Told him, like, "Hey, man, if you would just come correct, I'll accept you." Right? He said, "If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? And if thou doest not well, sin lieth at the door." He said, "But unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him." The Lord already knew. He's like, "I already can tell, man, you don't want to be sincere. You can't be a sincere person. You're not holy, man." And that's and again, throughout the future throughout the process of the fulfilling of prophecies, all right, it was shown that Esau could not be accepted. All right, when you go into let me see if let me see if I can actually find this on the computer. I have the book. Who is Esau and who's who in the Bible? See if I can get it. Yeah, nice. So right here, because I have this book, but the book is called "Who is Who in the Bible." It says that according to the Hebrew Bible, Esau is the progenitor of the Edomites and the elder brother of Jacob, the patriarch of the Israelites. Esau and Jacob were the sons of Isaac, and Rebekah and the grandsons of Abraham and Sarah. Of the twins, Esau was first to be born. Okay, let me go ahead and hopefully it gives it to me. Uh, damn. I wish it would. I wish I could find it actually. I wish I could show you, man. Like, let me get the book. Okay. So, just to prove that Esau could not be accepted, right? This is if you go to which the book is Who's Who in the Bible, and it's by it's from the Reader's Digest Association. All right. But Let me see. So Esau, all right. There's a part here where it said that Esau. It says Malachi describes how Esau's heritage has been left to jackals of the desert. Malachi 1:3 says Esau's name appears in the New Testament too. Paul cites Esau in Romans 9 as an example of those not elected by the Most High. All right? Because Paul, when you go into that book, even in Hebrews, well, it is in Hebrews. All right, there's also another time where he calls Esau the. Actually, I'll get it. I can get it on there. All right. All right, you go into Hebrews 12:16. It says, "Lest there be any fornicator, a profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright." Because when you go into this chapter, all right, it talks about being spiritual. It says to be spiritual and to endure. All right, be someone who takes guidance and correction. All right, how to conduct yourself. All right, ultimately leading you to the faith and loyalty of Yahweh Shem Yashai. And Paul throws it in. So don't be like this person. Don't become like this one. All right, because you don't want to get this knowledge and fall away. Because if you fall away, man, you're gonna fall hard. You'll fall hard, man, just like Esau. That's why he said, "Least there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected." See, man, he would have been approved, but he didn't. All right, the Lord did not accept Esau. All right, he did not accept, which again, Cain is Esau is Cain reborn or reincarnated. All right, if he every time Esau came back, every time he continued on, man, even down to the grandchildren, basically. And I don't know what to call the generation after that, but the grandchildren, the grandchildren, the hate that Esau, the original Edomite, the original hate that Esau possessed for Jacob, his brother Israel, it went throughout all his seed. That means that the entire time Esau would tell his kids, and his kids would tell their kids, and their kids would tell their kids, and their kids, and their kids, don't ever have love for Jacob. Don't ever forgive my brother. And they kept it, man. Okay? They kept it. Perpetually. Amos 1:11 says, "But thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity, and his anger did tear perpetually, and he kept his wrath forever." There's a lot of reasons, man, why the Lord had just made Esau. He had already revealed how Esau was going to be forever. Esau's so wicked, man, that even after everything he's going to end up doing in this time, he's still not going to ever change who he is. That's why it's going to take the Lord to give immortal bodies with spiritual power so that we can destroy this man after he's served his time and paid back the restitution that he owes Israel and the Lord. But it's going to have to come a point in time where we're going to actually have to put him out of the earth, to where there's never another pigment melanin lacking person. All right, everybody's going to be dark skinned again forever. Okay, and that's because Israel is going to be back in power, and all things are going to be put back in order. The nations are going to be where they belong, which is under Israel as servants, helpers to our people. All right, and so forth. But the only problem with this melanin theory that Esau got wrong as well is that says that one of the most common is that humans evolved as blacks in Africa, which we were taken out of West Africa. This is where it starts. So it's really talking about the Negroes, because Africans, Hamites, Canaanites, all right, the ones over there today in Africa, which, you know, um, the true blacks, the ones born from Japhet, all right, they don't have spiritual power. They ain't chosen by the Lord, and that's all key. The ones who actually possess supernatural and mystical, which is spiritual powers, were the ones that were chosen by Yahweh Shem Yahshua, the stronger people, because they are the prince of powers. They are the sons of the Most High. They are children of the Most High, which is Israel. That's what Yasha Allah means. Yah meaning he, Shar, prince, Allah, power. He is a prince of power. That's why we're stronger. So when it talks about the ones that were brought out of Africa, it's talking about you so-called Negroes, referring to Israelites. But, to back everything up too, man, it talks about in here on this article, this guy, I think I already said his name, Francis Cress Welsing, he made a comment or a statement that the theory originates around the concept that white people are the genetically defective descendants of albino mutants. Wessling also states that because of this defective mutation, they may have been forcibly expelled from Africa. Which, yeah, whatever. So it says that they are defective. I've always made this comment, man. Esau tries to make these jokes about how, all these jokes about Negroes. How, what's that one? Like, how did or why are the nostrils of a Negro, big? And that's because God, put his fingers up there in the nose to spray paint the skin. All those fucking proverbs upon our people to make it seem like we were poorly built and put together and we're the shittier people. Because Esau, man, did everything in his power to make it seem like we weren't nothing, man. All right, that was his job, man. Esau did so much work, and he went through a great amount of stress and trouble to try to ensure that the people that were chosen by the Lord would agree within themselves that they were nothing and they were shit. That was a lie pushed by the so-called white man. But really, okay, all right, really, going to Genesis 25 and 23, the ones that were separated at the womb, the stronger people, the better built, the better put together, the ones that can do all things way extremely better than the other, the stronger ones are you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native American Indians. You are something. You are something great. Okay? You were lied to your whole life, man. Because the one that has hate for you, the one that wants to kill you, still, like he did to you back, when we weren't a nation, but our people were still there, as far as like, Cain and Abel. Cain represented Esau, and Abel was Jacob. All right. What did Cain do to Abel? He killed him. That same hate is still in them today. That's why he kills the hell out of Jake all day. That's why you got white people killing dark-skinned people all day. It was all lies, man, pushed to make you seem like you were invalid. You were nothing. You could never amount to anything, which I'm not pushing that be something in this time. I'm talking about, you were lied to, man, about who you really were. And it was all set up because this man, this goddamn demon devil, he wanted to be the one that was chosen, but he wasn't. He was wroth about it. Okay? So what's his goal today, man? To try to put everybody out so he can steal that blessing back, which you can't do that, man. Even at that, I'm not gonna look at someone and be like, what the fuck did you do, man? You just slayed everybody. Oh, well, fuck it. I guess I ain't got nobody to give this blessing to. Here you go. Nah, man, that's the dimension, the delusional and demented mind frame of this man. That's why he has to be put out. All right. And that's why he's been stripped of his power. That's why he's not honorable. That's why he lacks that melanin, because he has been stripped of his power. He is not chosen. He is not an elect. All right. And so that's why I wanted to bring this out, man. Like, the melanin dominion theory is true. All right. And you look at the benefits of having hue in your skin, all right, melanin and pigment in your skin, man, you benefit way better from it. You absorb the nutrients and minerals of things from the earth itself and from the sun, everything way better, and it benefits and profits you exponentially greater than someone who doesn't have any melanin or pigment in their skin. All right, so just wanted to bring this information back out, man, that to really ultimately show and prove that Esau did, in fact, he was stripped of his power, man. He was made bare. All right. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end it. Lord willing, this was edifying. I want to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Kakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and love, honors and blessings to the elect. All right. Yahweh, Bashim Yashai, Barakatham, Kwame Shalom.